Hey, it's Scott, and welcome back to the channel. Look, today I want to talk about something that is a little controversial for some people, and it's talking about God and Jesus Christ. And, if it's not your thing, please don't leave the channel. You may want to scroll to something different, but what we're going to talk about this today is that God is real. In my mind, I've just seen too much. I've seen too much over these years to not believe. And as a Christian man, you're supposed to reach out and share and testify and spread the word. And that's what I'm doing today because I've had something just really heavy on me for actually the last 4 years. And just want to share what I've seen, what changed my life, why I'm a believer, and hopefully you'll get something from it. And if you like it, please hit subscribe to this channel so we can continue to make it grow and help other gentlemen, our age out with conversation, with testimony, with just help being a better person. But what I want to talk about is something that I saw 4 years ago. And it was my mom was dying. And it really made me start thinking that someone my age, 55, 60 years old, is that I've got less time moving forward than I've had getting here because I'm probably not going to live to be 110, 120. So my best years maybe behind me. I don't think so. I think they're ahead of me. They're just going to be a little bit shorter. But 4 years ago changed my life. I was watching my mom going through, her last few weeks of living, and it was so amazing to me that someone like her had accepted God, and she was ready. I mean, she would sit in her little hospital bed at the house, and we would chat, and we would go over her trust account. We would look at her guns. We would go through old pictures, and she was just ready to go. She was prepared. And to me, I didn't quite get that. I've always been a Christian man, but I'm really never ready to go. She was ready. She was tired of laying in that bed, but the closer it got to her leaving this world, she started seeing things, and I was there. And some of the things that she would see, she would tell me when she was able to talk. So a little bit later on, she couldn't see nor talk, but she would tell me. And there was a couple of times where she would say, "They're here." And I would say, "Hey, Mother, who's here? What are you talking about?" And she would point into the corner and she'd say, "Mama's here. Mama Clark's here," which was my great-grandmother, her grandmother. And I was like, okay, that's great. I'm glad you see that. I'm glad you're getting prepared. I'm glad that you think you're seeing someone. And, kind of brush it off a little bit. But more and more, she would keep looking at the corner and, talking about her family and that she was ready to go. And the one thing that really made her sad was leaving us all behind. Leaving her kids, her grandkids, her great-grandkids, because she was a fantastic mother. But as she got closer to her passing, her eyes had glazed over where she couldn't see. She couldn't see me. She couldn't see anything. She couldn't talk. She would just smile when I'd whisper in her ear and play her beach songs. She loved the song My Girl. She used to shag dance to that in the Carolinas, and it made her smile when I played it, so I did that. But when it came down to the end, and I was sitting with her, and she looked at that corner, and she said, I could barely hear her, but she whispered to me, she says, "They're singing." I said, "Who's singing?" She said, "The angels are here. The angels are here. They're here for me." And when I saw that, it just opened up my whole world on what I'd grown up hearing as a young child, being in church and then kind of getting away from it. And then getting back to it as a teenager for a little while and then really back into it as an adult. But when I heard that and saw that, and then the next morning she passed. I was about 30 minutes late on getting to see her pass, but what I saw in her death was horrifying. Death has a horrifying side. It took her body, her soul, and it just sucked her up. But when I saw her when they had prepared her at the funeral home, she was back to beautiful. Her eyes were clear. The pain was gone. She was beautiful. And that was the last vision I had of her, was when they put her in the casket, as beautiful as she was. So I can remember that. But just want to put that out there. You know, I don't really talk about this much, and just want to share it with anyone who needs it. You know, it's holiday time. It's the birth of Jesus Christ, and everyone gets a little spiritual this time of year. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I hope you believe in Jesus. I hope you got something out of this story. And if you did, please just hit the like button. Help us continue to grow. Love you guys. God bless. And happy holidays. We'll see you on the next video.